Any updates, Colonel?
Turns out Kagan's not into small talk, or big talk. Even so, all signs suggest cradle production is dead in the water.
Literally.
However...
Avalon.
Yeah, Avalon. The place is still infected. And the guild's made it clear they're not leaving, even after we asked nicely.
So, what's our next move?
The guild may be reeling, but they aren't lying down. Not yet. Spectre 1's gonna do something about that.
Frag sent. Inbound grenade.
Guild strongboxes sometimes contain useful items or data. Let's have a look.
Alarm triggered. Hostiles approaching.
Stay sharp. Move in, box and isolate.
Frag sent. Tossing Semtex grenade.
What do you get? What do you get from the Call of Duty Endgame? What do you get from the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Endgame open world thing?
The Call of Duty Black Ops 7 open world endgame mode, called Avalon, is a PvE co-op experience where you earn weapon XP, universal progression, battle pass account level, exclusive mastery camos like Moonstone camos, and gear/weapons that you can extract and carry over into future runs. You also unlock and level up skill tracks and increase your combat rating within each run.
Is there other humans out in this?
Inbound grenade.
The guild has charging stations nearby. They'd hate it if they went offline.
Experience with up to 32 players in a large open world, though you play in a squad of up to 4. All the other players are non-hostile.
No, they should have made it. They should have made it extraction shooter, huh?
That's a popular sentiment. The design choice for Avalon was to focus on the large-scale co-op PvE experience, rather than the competitive risk/reward of a traditional PvPvE extraction shooter like DMZ or Escape from Tarkov. Would you like to know more about the specific differences between Avalon and a standard extraction shooter?
Are a lot of people that don't like PvP gonna like Avalon?
Many players who dislike traditional competitive PvE are expected to enjoy Avalon because it is a PvE. Co-op mode offers a reliable progression loop that unlocks without the high-stress encounters of fighting other player squads, making it a more relaxed and collaborative way to play.
And it's open world, so you could do whatever you want, huh?
Dynamic assignments/objectives, or fight through isolating exposure zones and search for workbenches to upgrade your gear. The ultimate goal is to gain power
And you can use this in multiplayer.
Enemy grenade.
Who is the final boss of Call of Duty Black Ops 7?
The antagonist of the campaign is Emma Kane, the CEO of the guild. The story also features encounters with a hallucinated specter of Raul Menendez and a giant boss fight with Michael Rooker's character Harper. The endgame open world mode has a powerful entity in the highest exposure zones that is, quote, leaking massive amounts of toxin, with future seasonal updates promising even massive boss fights like a giant robot and a zombie T-Rex.
You can't go wrong making videos of this game because it's hot right now.
That's often true. Games like Minecraft, Roblox, Fortnite, 5, and new releases such as Call of Duty Black Ops 7 or Hollow Knight Silksong, if it's out, consistently draw huge viewership for videos.
Frag sent.
Spotted them. Shit, they're here.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4 was a graphical marvel piece.
It certainly had a distinctive and vibrant look, building on the Treyarch's highly customized engine.
But it looked kind of bland to be honest.
Tool_code print. Flights _search. Origin equal.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4 looked kind of bland.
This element shifting mirror meant sacrificing the darker atmospheric detail and texture quality of previous Black Ops titles, especially in the blackout mode.
The new Avalon feels like Blackout.
You'll put it all to good use.
That's by design. The Avalon map will host the new Blackout-inspired experience in Warzone, aiming for that classic Treyarch Battle Royale feel.
Oh, this is gonna be the Battle Royale map too?
Map for the Blackout-inspired mode is set to release in early 2026.
I feel like this won't be as good as the Battlefield 6 Red Sec map.
Battlefield REDSEC Battle Royale mode, featuring the new Fort Linden map, offers a distinct Battlefield flavor of large-scale combat, vehicles, and a more destructible environment, which is definitely a different feel than Avalon will offer.
Avalon has no destructible environment.
You are correct. The Call of Duty engine historically limits environmental destruction to minor scripted events or surface damage, unlike the full structural demolition found in games like Battlefield.
Call of Duty Warzone, or the new Call of Duty Black Ops 7. What is the best multiplayer, zombies or campaign?
Best mode depends on your preference, as Black Ops 7 received mixed reviews at launch. Zombies is widely seen as the strongest, a return to classic round-based survival. Multiplayer is praised for its faster, refined movement and new maps. Campaign has been heavily criticized for mandatory co-op design, lack of a pause button, and confusing story. Warzone is a separate, free-to-play battle royale experience that focuses on a single, large-scale map.
What do you think is the funnest right now?
The round-based zombies mode in Black Ops 7 is generally considered the most fun right now, as it's a popular return to form and offers a great co-op experience. The standard multiplayer is also highly rated for its fast, refined movement.
The Call of Duty Zombies multiplayer.
It's a popular cooperative game mode in the Call of Duty series, mostly in the Black Ops sub-series, where players survive endless rounds of zombies. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 features the return of the round-based mode with the largest map in Black Ops history, set in Dark Ether.
Is it better than the maps in Call of Duty Black Ops 6? So I need to get it in there ASAP, huh?
To help you get in ASAP, please tell me where there is, or what you need to access.
I need to access the Darth Aether.
Darth Ether is most likely a misspelling of the Dark Ether, a hidden, difficult area in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Zombies, MWZ. To access it quickly for the first time, you need to complete a complex series of steps known as the Dark Ether Easter Egg, which involves 1. Completing the Act 4 story mission to get the locked diary. 2. Collecting and upgrading 3 specific items, the pill bottle, dog collar, and surveillance camera, to their gold rarity by doing special Ether Rift contracts in the high threat zone, Tier 3. 3. Placing all 4 gold items on the pedestals near the Dark Ether Rift in the Tier 3 zone to spawn a boss. 4. Defeating the boss to earn a sigil, which you use to enter the Dark Ether portal. Since you mentioned Pure Code Talker, this might also be a reference to an element in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Code Talker archetype, but there is no widely known card or concept called Darth Ether in that game.
When is Bot Herder gonna come out in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel?
Bot Herder has not yet been announced for a release in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. It was a world premiere card released in the 2025 Mega Pack for the physical TCG. And typically, Master Duel releases new TCG OCG cards a few months later in a selection pack.
Will that card help my Code Talker deck get to Master rank?
Bot Herder is an incredibly strong situational board-breaking card, but its usefulness for Code Talkers depends on the Master Duel meta. It has powerful control-taking effects when you target a monster you own on your opponent's field, like one given by Ibli or a Kaiju. However, it's a normal spell that doesn't advance the Code Talker combo itself, meaning you would most likely use it going second as a non-Cybers card you search with Triple Tactics Thrust to dismantle a strong opponent's board. While strong, it's not a native Code Talker card, so its ability to push the deck to Master rank relies on how well it adapts to the top-tier strategies at the time of its release.
For going second, is it OP?
Assuming you are asking about the 22nd official
So I'm asking about Bot Herder.
For its ability to steal almost an entire enemy board when combined with cards that give your opponent control of a monster you own, like Ively or Mimicool. It is one of the strongest change of heart style effects printed recently.
How does the card work? I have to give my opponent the card.
The card you're referring to is, I have to give my opponent the card from the Magic the Gathering Unset Unhinged. Here is how it works.
No, I'm referring to Bot Herder. How does it work?
The card you're likely referring to is About Face from Magic the Gathering. It's an instant spell.
I'm referring to Bot Herder.
Might be referring to Blight Herder from Magic the Gathering. The card's ability...
Bot Herder from Yu-Gi-Oh!
I believe you mean the card Blight Herder from Magic the Gathering. There is no Yu-Gi-Oh! Card named Blight...
Bot Herder.
Anderson requesting
The card you're
LDBR
most
fire
likely
mission.
referring to is Blight Herder
That drone
from
took
Magic the
off.
Gathering. When you
Good
cast
bet it
this spell,
transmitted your location, so
What
be
the-
careful.
There was a recent Yu-Gi-Oh! Card released in the 2025 Mega Pack called Bot Herder. This is a normal spell card with a complex and powerful effect used to take control of an opponent's monsters. Bot Herder. Target one monster your opponent controls, that is a face-up monster you own, or a face-down defense position monster. If that monster is no longer on the field, or is a monster you own, if face-down, reveal it briefly to check, apply these effects in sequence. Inflict 200 damage to your opponent. Take control of all monsters your opponent controls, except that monster. How it works. The combo. The card's true power comes from the unusual condition. It activates its main effect only if the targeted monster is no longer on the field when the card resolves. You activate Bot Herder, targeting one of your opponent's monsters. Your opponent must then remove that targeted monster from the field, usually by chaining a card like Compulsory Evacuation Device or Icarus Attack, to try and stop the card from resolving properly. 3. The trick is, the card is specifically written to check if the target is gone as part of its resolution. If the target is no longer on the field, and you get to take all of their remaining monsters. This makes Bot Herder a very strong board-breaking card. Forces your opponent to use resources to remove a monster, only to lose control of the rest of the field. Magic the Gathering card, Blight Herder, which has a completely different effect. Would you like to know how players typically use this card in a duel?
So I can use Bot Herder even if I have no cards in my hand.
Yes, you can activate Bot Herder even if your hand is empty, as cards in your hand.
What about on the field?
Bot Herder is a normal spell card P, so you must activate it from your hand, or by flipping a set copy on your field during your main phase. You don't need any other cards on the field to activate it, but it requires a specific target on your opponent's field to start its effect.
What do I target
That
on
should
my
diminish the
opponent's
guild's
field with
effectiveness
this?
in that area for a while.
I've marked guild
Target
charging
one
stations
monster
near
your
you.
opponent
Cut
controls
their
that meets
power
one
and
of
piss
two
them off.
conditions. 1. It is a face-up monster you own, like a kaiju you placed on their field. 2. It is a face-down defense position monster. The main goal is to target a monster that is easy
Just
to
got a
remove
ping on
from
a
the
guild
field
supply
before Bot
drop.
Herder
Cover
resolves.
it before they do.
What about Nibiru? Would that work?
That is a great question that highlights the complex text on the card. No, you cannot target a monster named Justin Bieber with Bot Herder because it only...
Nibiru.
Nibiru, the primal being, is a Yu-Gi-Oh! And trap user.
Can you target it?
Yes, you can target the primal being token created by Nibiru, the primal being with Bot Herder. This is because the token is a face-up monster your opponent controls. Condition 1 for targeting.
Is that the main combo for the card?
For Bot Herder is to target an opponent's monster, then ensure that monster leaves the field before Bot Herder resolves control of all other monsters your opponent controls. It's the typical sequence. 1. Activate Bot Herder to target the monster on your opponent's side of the field, like the primal being token from Nibiru. 2. Chain a card you control that removes the targeted monster from the field, e.g. tribute it for a card effect or bounce it back to the hand/deck if possible. 3. Since the targeted monster is no longer on the field when Bot Herder checks, the card's effect is met, and you gain control of all remaining monsters your opponent controls.
What if you can't bounce it though?
If you can't bounce, return to the hand/deck the target monster. You need to use any other card effect that removes the targeted monster from the field before Bot Herder resolves, such as tributing it for a cost, e.g., using enemy controller's second effect to tribute the opponent's monster to take control of a different one, destroying it with a quick play spell or trap card, e.g., Raigeki Break or Book of Moon, to flip it face down and then use a card to destroy a face down monster. Fusing it with a monster you control for a fusion summon, if the fusion spell allows. The key is that the monster must not be on the field when Bot Herder's effect checks.
What about Signet Refresh?
This refers to two different magic, the gathering cards.
I mean Signet Cross Swipe, would that work? Would Signet Cross Swipe work with Bot Herder?
Cannot provide an answer because
There's a guild convoy on the move. Tap that vehicle's nav system so we can locate it.
Vitals are spiking. Check them now.
Yes, Signet Crosswipe can be used in response to the activation of Bot Herder in the Asterisk Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. But it won't stop the effect of Bot Herder if the targeted
Guild has
monster is
charging
not on the
stations
field when Bot
nearby.
Herder resolves.
Take them
There's a
offline and
breakdown of
disrupt their
why
ops.
and how. Card details. Signet Crosswipe. Quick play spell card. One Cyberse monster, then target one card on the field. Destroy it. Bot Herder. Normal spell card. Target one monster your opponent controls that is a face-up monster you own or a face-down defense position monster. If that monster is no longer on the field, or is a monster you own, face down, reveal it briefly to check. Apply these effects in sequence. Inflict 200 damage to your opponent. Take control of all monsters your opponent controls, except that monster. How the chain works. 1. Your opponent activates Bot Herder, targeting the required monster, a monster you own that they control, or a face-down monster. 2. You chain Sinet Crosswipe, choosing to tribute a Cybers monster you control, and targeting the Bot Herder spell card on the field for destruction. The chain resolves backward. Sinet Crosswipe resolves, destroying Bot Herder on the spell/trap zone. Bot Herder attempts to resolve its attack. Critical rule. Destroying a normal spell card like Bot Herder on the field with Sinet Crosswipe does not stop its effect from applying. Spell cards only need to be successfully activated to go to the chain. The only way to prevent Bot Herder's effect from resolving is to use an effect that negates the activation of a spell card, not one that just destroys it. Since Sinet Crosswipe only destroys, it will not stop Bot Herder's control-taking effect. In summary, you can use Sinet Crosswipe, but it is ineffective against Bot Herder, because destroying a normal spell after its activation does not negate its effect.
What if you're using it with your Bot Herder?
Previous answer card Bot Herder. This simply meant Bot Herder again. Crosswipe will still not stop the effect of Bot Herder, even if you are the one using Bot Herder, because destroying the spell card on the field after activation does not negate its effect. If you are using Sinet Crosswipe and you are the one who activated Bot Herder, you can use Sinet Crosswipe to destroy a different card on the field, but it won't help your Bot Herder effect resolve. The Bot Herder effect will still resolve and attempt to take control of monsters your opponent controls, assuming the initial targeted monster is no longer on the field.
Yeah, you take it off the field with Sinet Crosswipe.
Sinet Crosswipe to destroy the targeted monster before Bot Herder resolves. Bot Herder's effect will activate. Bot Herder explicitly states, that monster is no longer on the field, or is a monster you own. Apply these effects. By chaining Sinet Crosswipe to destroy the targeted monster, you remove it from the field, meeting the condition for Bot Herder to resolve its control-taking effect.
Is that the only way I can use that card, Bot Herder?
Inbound grenade.
That is not the only way. You can trigger Bot Herder's control if the monster is no longer on the field with any chain quick effect, like compulsory evacuation device, or if the targeted monster is a face-up monster you own, as it is one of the built-in conditions that applies the effect.
First one's down.
So I could target my own monster?
Yes, Bot Herder can only be activated by targeting a monster on your opponent's field that you own, or a face-down defense position monster.
Can I target my own face-down defense position monster?
No, you cannot target a monster you set face down. Bot Herder must target a monster your opponent controls that is either 1. Face-up monster you own, e.g. gave it to them. 2. A face-down defense position monster. The face-down monster must be on your opponent's side of the field.
How do I do that then?
You must use a card trick to give your opponent control of a monster you own. Popular cards used for this strategy include Creature Swap. Each player chooses one monster they control and switches control of those monsters. Xian Spy gives your opponent control of one monster you control until the end phase. Kaiju monsters, like Game Shell, you special summon these to your opponent's side of the field by tributing one of their monsters.
Creature Swap would work with Bot Herder?
Assuming you are referring to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Bot Herder, the most common cards used to set up the combo are Creature Swap or *** Xian Spy. You need a card that gives your opponent control of a monster you own.
Would Mad Hacker work?
Changes the battle position of your monster on your opponent's side of the field, but it does not return ownership to you. Bot Herder specifically requires you to target a monster you own that your opponent controls.
Would a change of heart work?
No, change of heart will not work as a setup for bot herder. 1. Change of heart gives you control of your opponent's monster, but you do not become the owner. 2. Bot herder requires you to target a face-up monster your opponent controls that you own, meaning you must have given it to them in a heart-like creature swap.
There's a guild shipping container nearby. Get to it before they do.
So run Signet cross. Run Signet crosswipe and feature swap for bot herder.
Sequence. Could you please clarify? Need more context to understand the specific.
They're here! A Trojan pacifier.
Scenario you are referring to, as these terms are not standard or clear enough for me to provide a helpful answer before the action.
Looks like the guild pulled one over on us. There's a shipping container in the AO. Might be useful. Rhino in the AO.
Moving in. Target moving up.
Better luck next time. Connect your C-Link so I can overheat the station.
You've got to get out of there. Your toxin levels are too high. Bingo. Convoy is escorting cargo. High-value stuff. Let's lighten their load. Exfil request received. VTOL's on the way. LZ's too hot for the VTOL to land. Watch it! VTOL can't land at the LZ! VTOL touching down. Move it or lose it.
How do I get in here, Mom? How do I get in here? No, it's leaving me!